So welcome to this session, all of you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the NITI's PGD IM and the PGD SM program. There have been a lot of queries since the form has come out, and there's only 1 week left now to fill up this form. I thought it would be a good idea for all of you to understand what this program is all about, because confusions so many about the IM program and the SM program. So I thought I'll just throw in more light about what this program is all about. So what I'm going to do is look at the highlights of this program. We will look at what is PGDIM and what is PGDSM, who should apply to this program, what are placements figures of this program, and then after all this, we'll get into the process of selection and understand what is the process of selection and how do you go about preparing college and getting into the college after once you have got that second stage invite for the interview and the group discussion. So let's look at the college highlights. So NITI is a very reputed institute when it comes to the area of operations management. National Institute of Technology and Industrial Engineering, the name itself tells you that it's more of a techno-managerial program. They run an industrial engineering program for which you need to apply separately through GATE. So we are not going to look at that program at all, because I'm going to look at the program that you're going to apply through the CAT examination, which is the Industrial Management Program and the Sustainability Management Program. If you look at it, there are two courses, as I said, the Industrial Management and the Sustainability Management Program. Earlier, the Sustainability Management Program was called as Industrial Safety and Environment Management Program. They have changed that name to PGDSM. Earlier, it was called as PGDISEM. And this year also, there's a major change, because both these programs you can apply through CAT, but the SM program you can also apply to the GMAT score. Okay, and there is one single campus for NITI right now where these programs are being held, and there are about 500 seats, majority of its seats being in IM program. There's about 30 seats in the SM program, and the total fees for the program comes to about 15 lakhs. It's lesser than 15 lakhs, but about 14.63 kind of a fee structure. Now, as we get into this program, we'll look at how these programs are different, and we'll also try to understand as to what is the core difference in the curriculum between the IM and the SM program. So if you look at both these programs, one thing is very clear, and if you read through the brochure, you will also understand that these programs can only be applied by engineers. Why is that so? Because the program is basically meant for people who come from a technology background and who want to pursue a career in the area of techno management, which means something related to technology and management. Now, let's understand what is the structure of this course. And if you go through the brochure, you'll also see that both these courses, there are courses called as the Institute Core courses, which are 12 courses. In both of them, it's the same. And you'll see that there is a program core. Program core is nothing but the core programs or the mandatory program that you have to do as a part of the PGDIM program, and the program that you have to do as a part of the PGDSM program. So there are program core, which are basically for that particular program. You have specific electives for that program, which are called the program electives. And then you have institute electives, which are basically nothing but electives which are offered by the institute, which anybody can take. Okay, so that's how it is. And then you have a summer internship for 8 weeks and a field project. So if more or less the program structure is the same. But when you get into the curriculum and look at each of the course, you'll see that there is a small difference between both the courses. And if you look at the institute core, for example, in the first term, whatever you're going to learn in both these areas are same. So you have the industrial engineering and productivity management, both of them have it, operations management, marketing management, managerial economics, business communication, and then quantitative techniques. These all remain the same. Similarly, in the second trimester also, you have information systems, you have organizational behavior, and then managerial accounting. But if you see, after that, the 3 courses which are on offer here, these 3 are different. So you have B2B marketing for PGDIM, whereas environmental and safety legislation in PGDSM, business analytics and procurement and materials management in PGDIM, environmental impact assessment and industrial waste management as PGDSM. So these are what we call as the program core courses. These are mandatory courses to be taken, and you see these mandatory courses are different for the PGDIM here and PGDSM here. And again, you have 2 more courses here which are different. You have the financial management and human resource management, which is core for IM, whereas sustainable manufacturing and process safety management as core for SM. Now, if you look at the program electives and the institute electives, you'll see that the program electives which are there, which is this part, again, has got few courses which are same and the majority of them different. For example, you have the economic strategy and the operations and supply chain management, same courses for PGDIM and PGDSM, under these electives, you have plenty of other courses that you can take. So this in itself is not a course. This is a kind of a core area. And under this area, you'll have a lot of other courses that you can pick up. But the other 4 courses are entirely different. And these are the areas of marketing, accounting and finance, OB and HR, and digital strategy and information system. But for sustainability management, you don't have those areas. You have instead safety, sustainability, environmental, and project management. So that is where the difference arises in the second year in the area of program electives. Whereas institute electives remain the same, and these electives are for industrial engineering and environment management. Environment management has got 3 to 4 courses, whereas industrial engineering has got about 5 to 7 courses which are on offer, and you can pick up the courses based on your interest. Now, under these areas too, there are about 10 courses or more in each of these areas that you can pick up. But as you can see, PGDSM students cannot go ahead and pick up courses in marketing, accounting, finance, OB and HR, and digital strategy and information system as a part of mandatorily completing the course curriculum or the course requirements for that program. So PGDSM students would instead be taking safety, environment management, and project management kind of courses. So what does this mean? This means that the PGDSM program is more techno-managerial in nature. It is more oriented towards technology, more oriented towards areas of safety and industrial management. Whereas PGDIM, although it's an industrial management program, you still have options of picking up in areas of information system. You have areas of business analytics. You can look at areas of project management. You can look at areas of supply chain management, which are not exactly purely industrial management kind of a role. Now, if you look at the careers that are on offer, a student who passes out from the PGDIM program can get into the operations management area, supply chain management area, and these are the major areas that you can get into. Procurement and purchase. You can get into logistics, manufacturing and production, operations consulting, project management, information management, and IT consulting. Whereas the PGDSM students will more get into sustainability management, sustainability consulting, manufacturing and production, project management, safety management, and environment management. So you can see how the career also is different when you look at PGDIM and the PGDSM program. And the PGDSM program is more technology oriented as compared to that of PGDIM, which leans more towards core management. Going forward, let's understand who should apply for this program. Very clearly, you can only apply if you're an engineer. Apply only if you have an interest in operations or systems management, because no other kind of placements actually happen in the campus. Apply if you're able to clear the cutoff of the program, because it's a premium kind of a college and the cutoffs goes really high. In fact, the sectional cutoff is the highest for NITI. Also apply if you're really interested in a techno-managerial career. So don't get into this program if you want to do core finance, investment banking, or FMCG roles like brand manager or something like that, because you will not get into those roles. You're more going to get into operations management role, IT related role, IT consulting role, business analytics kind of roles. So if you're interested in techno-managerial area, you can probably apply for that. PGDSM program, only apply if you have interest in sustainability management, safety management, or environment management. You get absolutely challenging roles and good roles to look forward to. Although the options are less, but the number of students who pass out from this area is also less, and it's an upcoming area. So if you really are interested in it, go ahead and apply for it. Cutoff percentiles is important to understand, because when you're applying for this program, you also need to know whether you will be able to clear these cutoffs and get into that interview process. So PGDIM, the general cutoff goes at about 96 plus percentile. That's what is expected. Last year it went at 97 plus. I'm expecting that this year, because the forms are out early and not after the CAT result is out, lesser number of people will be applying, and you can expect the cutoff to go at 96 plus percentile. EWS cutoff at about 85 plus percentile, NCOBC at 80 plus, and SC at less than 675. SM cutoff goes lower than the PGDIM cutoff. General category cutoff hovers around about 90 plus. EWS at about 80 plus, and NCOBC at 70 plus. SC category cutoff will go less than 70. The sectional cutoff is the highest for PGDIM, and it goes at about 94 percentile. This year we are expecting it to go between 90 and 94. So last year the sectional cutoff, if you look at ABC and NITI had the highest sectional cutoff among them, and ABC cutoff ended 85 percentile, whereas NITI cutoff ended 94 percentile for each of these sections. If you've written a lot of mocks and you think that you're going to be closer to these cutoffs, go ahead and apply for the program. Now let's look at the placements. Before even we get into the placement, let's understand what is the kind of batch profile that NITI has. And if you see 29% of the people studying in NITI are freshers, this is from their own website. And about 0 to 1 year experience, there are about 13% of the students. So which means less than 1 year experience, you have about 42% of the batch. Rest of the batch, if you see, has got almost an equal number of students in 1 to 2 bracket and the 2 to 3 bracket, and 3+ years, there's about 10% of students. And work experience, as you can, is more from IT and the manufacturing sector, because that's where most of the students come from. 32% manufacturing, 24% IT and analytics. Manufacturing students do get a preference into NITI when they are sitting in the interviews, and IT students with especially DevOps background or consulting background get a preference when they're sitting in the NITI interviews. Now, if you look at the sectoral breakup of the college, you will also see that the entire PGDIM program revolves around few sectors of few areas like manufacturing, FMCG, IT analytics, and consulting and retail. These are the main areas where people are picked up. So when you're saying retail and e-commerce, you have companies like Amazon, Flipkart coming to campus. You have consulting companies which are coming to campus. You have the likes of the KPMG, the EY, the Deloitte Consulting visiting campus regularly. You have FMCG companies like Mondelez. You have companies like ITC which come to campus, and the IT analytics and the manufacturing area. So if you also look deeper into this, you will see that there are a lot of other sectors missing. So you don't see core banking companies coming to campus, picking up for areas like finance. This FMCG also that you see here, you will see that these are all companies coming to campus which are picking up people for core operations role. So which means you will have companies like Mondelez coming and picking up people to work in the production area or supply chain management area and so on and so forth. Whereas where you look at the PGD SM course, you will see majority of the placement happens in the area of manufacturing and pharma and healthcare here, and IT and analytics here. So that's a major area. So the top 3 areas in PGD SM is pharma, healthcare, manufacturing, and IT analytics, where the top 5 in PGDIM will be consulting, e-commerce, FMCG, IT analytics, and manufacturing. I'm not considering BFSI there because BFSI roles are very scattered, and FMCG roles are more kind of a core role that most of the students look forward to when they are in the PGDIM program. So companies like ITC, companies like Mondelez, companies like Colgate-Palmolive, or HUL, or any of these kind of companies where you can get a core operations role or a supply chain management role in the FMCG sector is something that is sought after. Nestle, GSK, these are all the kind of organizations which can pick up people from the campus. So there are all these companies put up there. So here you have the GSK, the Unilever, the Mondelez. So you can see all these FMCG companies. You have Johnson & Johnson there. You have Infosys Consulting. So plenty of variety of companies coming to campus to recruit students. Now, if you look at the placements, the PGDIM placement goes about 21.82 lakh per annum, the CTC, and this for the 2021 batch. Whereas if you look at the PGD SM program, it goes at about 16.83. So both these programs are reasonably good with a good companies coming and picking up people. There is ample opportunity, and there's something to look forward to for everyone who is aspiring to get out of a university which is like really well renowned in its own area and wanting to land up in the operations area of a guest special. So let's understand what is required for applying to NITI. So the last date for application is 27th November, second week of January is the CAT result day, and NITI second stage shortlist is expected by the first week of February. Normally, the second stage process of GD and PI, there's no VAT in NITI, so VAT is not there, but there is typically GD and PI, and we'll have to wait and watch how this time's interview process is going to happen. If it is going to be an offline process, probably you'll have both GD and PI. If it is online, probably they will stick to only a PI, and by April end you will have the result announcement. Now that's the way we are expecting things to go. If there is no other hiccups this year because of COVID or any other such issues which happened last year, because of which the results got delayed. Now, if you look at the second stage expected cutoff, the PGDIM cutoff is expected to be at 96+ percentile. We discussed this already, and the PGD SM at 90+. This year, NITI is also taking GMAT for their PGD SM program, and this cutoff is expected to be around 650+. So if you have scored a 650+ in GMAT, and if you think that you have an interest in the PGDSM program, then apply for it because there's an opportunity which has come up this year alone. Now in the stage 2, there'll be a group discussion followed by an interview. These interviews are typically academic oriented, especially if you're a fresher. And even if you go with 3 years of work experience, typically the NITI interview revolves around academics quite a lot. They also will quiz you a lot on your work experience, your roles, your responsibilities, what you have done, your company and all that, and the projects that you've worked in. If you're a fresher, they will also quiz you on your final year project, and they've asked you questions related to that in the form itself. And the reason why they've asked is they would look forward to quiz you on that. Also questions on why NITI, they're very clear on why, understanding why you want to get into this particular program. Why do you like operations, industrial management as a subject, or sustainability management as a subject? So go prepared with all these areas. It will help you crack the interview and also build a conversation when you're sitting in the interview process. Now, we do conduct VAT, GD, and PI sessions for almost all colleges. GradSquare's VAT GDPI is one of the most renowned VAT, GD, and PI courses available in the country. If you go and check out the reviews for the GradSquare Chennai VAT GDPI on Google, you will see what our students have written. We have got plenty of students getting into NITI. We had in the past more than 11 to 12 students in a single batch getting into NITI. We had also students getting into all the top universities. Last year, we had about 10 students who have converted IIM Calcutta. We had about 6 of them converting IIM Bangalore, and plenty of students getting into colleges like Narsee Monjee, SIBM Pune. You have Kozhikode, which had 21 students, Indore, where we had about 16 converts. And so we help students crack GDPI, and that's one of the areas that we are really good at, and we are one of the best at. So if you're really interested in getting into the VAT GDPI process, and you want to crack the VAT GDPI process and have some practice and mock interviews, and want your applications to be really written well, get in touch with us, and you can contact us at 9282442221, and our counselor will be happy to talk to you. So that's all for the day, and I hope this video was useful for you. And if you're looking forward to NITI, I think this video would have cleared a lot of doubts that you had in mind. And if you still have some doubt, make sure that you mark it out on the comment. I typically answer the questions within 24 hours. And if you like this video, please do like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great CAT on 28th of November.